In this video, we're going to be taking a deeper dive into Oceanside, California, talking about different neighborhoods, what goes on, in certain locations, commuting, terrain, all that fun stuff by hopping into Google Maps on my computer so we can kind of pinpoint some of those highlights that are good, bad, ugly. I'll let you be the judge on that, and we're going to get after it right now. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know what it's like to work, eat, sleep, play, live right here in San Diego and in beach towns like Oceanside, hit that subscribe button, tap that bell so you're notified each time we come out with a new video. My name's Jeremiah. The team and I get phone calls and emails every day from people just like you, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're thinking of moving in 9 days or 90 days, shoot us a text, send us an email. Give us a call, pick up the phone. We'd love to hear from you days, nights, weekends. We got your back moving to San Diego. So let's hop into it. I'll share my screen here. And I've purposely kind of zoomed out so you can see all of San Diego County. And this is, I'm not getting it perfectly here, but this is the rough size of San Diego County. And you can see that Oceanside is tucked up right up here. It's the most northern beach community or city that that is at the beach here in the county, and kind of show you how Oceanside, it's for the most part, it's kind of broken into about 4 different zip codes. The one by the beach is probably one of the oldest zip codes. That's where the homes were built back in the 30s, 40s. Most of the history has been there, and then everything's kind of been developed towards the east from there. I would say that a lot of this being, also a military town, not just a beach town, that it's important to, to highlight that Camp Pendleton, the Marine Corps base, and especially if I turn on the terrain, you'll be able to see this, that all these hills right here. And if I zoom out even more, you can see in relationship size to Oceanside, that this is all Camp Pendleton, and all of this area borders Oceanside. So, Jeremiah, why do you bring that up? What's the big deal? There's a Navy base right there. Well, it's Oceanside used to be, like I said, predominantly a military town, and that's that would be a lot of the people that live there. Now it is a real mix, but you're going to whether or not you work at on base, you're going to hear it. And I bring that up because sometimes people are really sensitive to noise, and it doesn't matter where you live in Oceanside, whether you're right near the northern gate or whether you're down here by the southern gate, you're going to hear a lot of that activity that's over on base. And that's going to be helicopters flying. That's going to be, of course, any aircraft, but also, they have explosions over there. They, they're shooting off guns. They have tanks. They have all the equipment in these hills that they are training and using. So it's audible. It can happen anytime during the day. And quite frankly, yes, you get used to it. But if you're sensitive to that noise, that's definitely something that you want to be thinking about. And it's not just at the border. Here, let me clear this. You can hear it down here in the southern parts of Oceanside. Gosh, you can hear it in Carlsbad, all the way down to Encinitas. So that sound really carries and is important to be aware of when you're thinking about, okay, well, this is where I'm going to sleep at night. This is where my house is going to be here in Oceanside. So that's one thing to think about. The other thing I like to point out to anyone that is eyeing Oceanside to live in, there's this really cool sports complex right in the middle that actually my son has played a bunch of soccer tournaments at. It's absolutely fantastic. But right next to this sports complex, I'll turn on the satellite image. We have a compost facility right here, and then we actually have the landfill right here. And I bring that up because that's not as much noise, but just scent. I mean, there's an odor to that area when you're downwind in um, any of these neighborhoods that are right outside this area, that you're going to potentially smell something. So another thing to think about there is just having an idea of, okay, you may be hearing some noise from the base, and you may be smelling some stuff in the air. um, let's see, next up, let's see, terrain wise, I think we touched upon it a little bit. I was showing you Camp Pendleton there. Most of Oceanside is relatively flat. There are some rolling hills here in the southern area, but really, I mean, there's also these riverbeds right here that have attributed to a lot of that. Um, but it's flat, and actually it's flat for a really convenient reason. There's a cool bike path that goes right from almost the harbor, and kind of cruises along this 76 freeway, and it goes pretty far. So that's one fun thing that I like to do because I like to cycle. But it's this thoroughfare with the 76. You're going to be using that a lot. You're going to be using Oceanside Boulevard that runs right here, and then as well as the other freeway, 78. So let me get back to the map so that's a little more clear. Get the terrain off there so you can kind of see those two freeways. But as far as things to do, gosh, uh, we have a bunch of golf courses that are highlighted with the Arrowwood Golf Course. There's the Oceanside Golf Course right here. The El Camino Country Club is right down here. There's also a couple other smaller ones, but those are kind of highlighted. Um, a lot that goes on, no surprise, in Oceanside, is by the ocean. So, we have another video with that we, talk about over at the harbor, whether you're renting a jet ski, launching a boat, paddling on a stand-up board. Uh, Great beaches right there. Of course, great beaches all along, right in front of over by the pier right here. And this is where everything takes place. This is where everything is going on pretty much every day, definitely on the weekends. Summer is completely busy. And this is where we've taken our kids. Um, we've even, gosh, we've had performances down there. We've had races where, triathlons or different cycling races that started down here. So this is where all the action is happening. And with that comes a lot of, good food, a lot of um, good restaurants that have built up there. We like to go to the Hilltop. No, it is not the Hilltop. It's a brand new restaurant at the top of one of the new hotels there. Um, and I showcased it on another video we had, but it's just a really cool view of the pier, the whole beach, part of downtown. Just a really neat area down there. Going a little further inland, Oceanside has a ton of these, microbreweries that are coming out. Um, and really San Diego in general is just loaded with breweries. One of my favorites is the Belching Beaver Brewery that's located right about in the middle right here. Um, it's We see some of these breweries taking more warehouse style. It's not really in a residential area, but it's not in a commercial area where you're having a bunch of other restaurants. But these breweries are taking these warehouses, opening them up, having food trucks come in, and it's just a cool place. We can bring the dog, we can bring the kids. Um, they have different specials each night. They have a karaoke night that we're still waiting to schedule to go over there now that everything's opening up. But um, cool stuff there. You have to know where the in and outs are. If you're new to Southern California, In and Out Burger, or at least in my opinion, is the burger. I used to wear an In and Out T-shirt when I lived up in Oregon, because every time I come down to Southern California, I'd get my new one each year. But it's the place to go. Let's see. I think we have one right over in kind of in the middle of the 76 over here. One downtown um, in Oceanside, and then another one right off the 78. And it's actually close to Costco. The one of the more popular stores to go to. Oh no, the Costco's right here. And so grab your double double. That's one of the popular burgers at In and Out. Grab your double double, animal style. Get full, and then when you go to Costco, you don't buy so much food. Um, so yeah, so that's kind of hitting a couple of the restaurant areas. I still think that the highlight is always going to be the downtown area of Oceanside for restaurants. But we do have, in all these different neighborhoods, we do have smaller areas where there is restaurants kind of sprinkled throughout. Um, as far as I wanted to point out the hospitals, one of the main ones is the Tri-City Hospital, and then the Kaiser Hospital that's right over here. So those are our two main hospitals. There are a couple other specialized ones sprinkled out throughout Oceanside, but those are your two main ones. And then school wise, the Oceanside School District, is actually a growing district that is getting better and better. There's also some private schools throughout Oceanside, and then what Oceanside is also home to is Maricosta's Community College, their main campus here. They also have a satellite one just south of here, over in Cardiff by the Sea. But Maricosta is one of the main draws for the junior high here. And let's see, I wanted to point out some of the shopping. I Even though some of the smaller shops you'll find in downtown, it's really on the border of Carlsbad and Oceanside, right down here off the 76, that there's just going to be a ton of shopping. There's a mall right on the other side of the freeway, which would be in the area of Carlsbad, but it's right on the border of Oceanside and Carlsbad right here. And then there's a ton of other stuff like the Walmart. Um, um, Here, I'll zoom in, and we can even I can show you here the Trader Joe's, the Walmart, Dick's Sporting Goods, just a ton of stuff right here that you're going to be able to get everything you need in this area, and that's when you really need a lot of specialized items. All of these different neighborhoods are going to have grocery stores sprinkled out, or sprinkled through all of them. And if we go to focus a little more on talking about real estate and what's going on for homes, um, as I've mentioned in previous videos, the oldest part of Oceanside has been by the ocean here, and by the front of the military base. And then everything has just kind of grown from there. So you're going to see the age of these homes. These are older communities or homes that are being rebuilt. And then as we move further east from the coast, you're going to see the homes get newer as we go out. Um, there has been a trend. I mean, as you can imagine, the values of the coastal homes have been higher, but now we're seeing trending some of the homes in the most furthest east corridors are also increasing in value just because people want space. They want larger lots. They want more acreage. They just want more room. So we're starting to see the prices increase here more so than areas kind of smack dab in the middle. But let me clear this. Um, the other thing we have a lot of people ask us about is 55 plus senior communities, and there are a couple that that are sprinkled around in these areas. But the one that I would highlight is actually right over here in this part of Oceanside that kind of sticks out like a little peninsula right here. I'll zoom in. This community is called Ocean Hills, and it's really cool. It's located right here. It's the Ocean Hills Country Club. It's a 55 plus, senior community, like I said, and it's a gated community, probably one of the most sought after in Southern California, just because it is so comprehensive. So they have a whole different collection of attached single level homes all the way up to some good sized 2-story homes, but all inclusive in that you can golf, you can swim, pickleball, the dancing, the classes. They just have everything going on there that some of these people don't venture out of their community much, unless they're going over to head over to the grocery store down the street. So yeah, really cool, special neighborhood right there that we have a lot of people contacting us about. And as far as new construction, that's probably the other highlight that people ask us about. There is new construction. There are homes that are being built, but that are very small. Whether they're just building, 4 homes or 2 homes or maybe half a dozen in a certain location. But the big new construction from some of the larger developers, that's happening further inland. So we're seeing it. We're seeing it happen, just on the south side of the 76. There are other areas north of the 76 that we're seeing a lot more, but a lot of the building is happening a lot more on the eastern side, just because there's more space out there and it hasn't been built up quite as much. So, definitely, really at the end of the day, you need to reach out, and we need to talk more about. Oceanside is a really big city, and we were able to highlight some of what stands out to me and a lot of what I'm telling our clients. But I know you're going to have questions, so put those down in the comment section below. Let me know what else you're interested in learning about Oceanside. We've learned over time that learning about you and finding out what specifically you're interested in and what your family needs are, that's when we're able to guide you to these neighborhoods that are going to be the right fit. Because quite frankly, Oceanside may not be the right one for you, but the more we learn about you, we're able to suggest other cities and suburbs in the county that will be a closer match. So whether you're thinking of moving in 9 days or 90 days, pick up the phone or shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, weekends, we got your back. moving to San Diego.